All right. We're continuing our Agent Spotlight series here at Meservier Associates, and today we got Matt Tifft with us. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so just a little background on you. We'll start there. You are 12 years at Central Maine Community College in the Public Service and Social Science Department. Prior to that, you were in law enforcement for 18 years, and I think you've built a couple houses throughout that time frame too, a couple of your own houses. So kind of a jack of all trades and getting into real estate now. So really, what this series is all about is just getting to know you a little bit more, and so I'm going to ask you some questions, and you can just fire away.
Sure.
So what is it that you like most about real estate?
I like talking to people, making new friends, new relationships, um, getting out there and showing people homes, taking a look at people's homes, giving them an idea of what their house might be worth. I mean, this is a huge investment for people. So just helping to kind of guide them through the process a little bit. And, I enjoy the people aspect of this. My whole previous career was working with people, getting to know people, helping them make good decisions. Both as a law enforcement officer and as a college professor. I still serve as a college professor, which I really enjoy doing. And I feel like those skill sets and that sense of community have really helped me make the transition into the real estate world. And I'm really enjoying it. So I'd say the biggest thing for me is just the relationships, working with people, helping them make good decisions.
Nice, yeah, and getting to know you and living in the same community, I can tell you've always had a passion for real estate side of things. You know, you've always kind of tried to keep a pulse on it and had an interest in it. So
Yeah.
it's cool to see you actually starting to practice that side of things. So, so switching gears a little bit, tell us something about yourself that either I or maybe clients or people that may not know about you, hobbies, life experiences.
Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is I would say that I'm a fighter. I'm persistent, and that has been a part of my career as a college professor. Advocating, fierce in a fierce way for my students, helping them push forward, helping them break through barriers and pursue personal growth on their end. I like to train jujitsu. That's fun. That's like human chess.
Yeah.
And that part is fun as well. And so that's a big thing about it.
I've heard you do not want to get in a jujitsu match with him.
Yeah, well,
I have no interest in,
no,
in facing Matt in that.
no,
So.
not if you're new anyway. That's for sure. We have a great gym that we have over here in Lewiston and Turner. But and the other thing is I maintain a really strict fitness regimen, and I think that's important for somebody that is going to be advocating for your interest. Do they take care of themselves? Do they take care of other people? And those are two qualities about myself that I think are important and are going to be great to help me advocate for my clients.
Yeah, it's almost like setting goals, but then also narrowing that down to your day to day to get you to the long term goals too.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
every day is an important day to stay in shape, and like I said, it helps me keep a clear mind, helps me wake up every day and feel refreshed and ready to go, and be in the best position mindfully and to help advocate for my clients.
Nice, that's great. So yeah, so we'll switch to the next question. We've talked about some of your other careers that you've had. How would you say some of those skills have already translated to help you with your real estate career?
Well, the biggest thing is just being involved in the community. That sense of community is huge. So I know a ton of people. I grew up in this area. I'm from Buckfield. I grew up in a small town. I went to college down in Portland at USM. I did my master's degree down at Portland at USM. I'm finishing a doctorate down at USM. So I have a lot of good contacts, in the educational world, both, going through school, teaching at the community college. I mean, I've taught literally thousands of students over the years. And, that's another piece, just having that pool of contacts and having that sense of community. I'm involved in the sports community, and my two boys, they're both heavily involved in sports, basketball, football, baseball, and I help coach a lot of young people in our community. And you see all these folks, and you get to inevitably real estate is a hot topic, and just about any social circle I've been in, So not only do I get to involve myself in those conversations, from a person who's genuinely interested in it, but also now as a practitioner is really cool for me.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I heard a lot of the key points that you mentioned in there is like teaching, coaching, being involved in the community. And those are all very heavy things that you need to do to be successful as a real estate agent. I have a teaching degree as well, so I can relate to that. Not to the level that you have, but it's teaching a process, right? So it's like, you know how to teach a process. So being able to convey that to your clients is just another great,
Oh yeah,
great aspect.
it's a translatable skill. For the past 12 years as a college instructor, like helping young people make one of the most stressful transitions of their lives, going from being a college student where they still kind of learning how to be an adult and learning how to make good decisions and be responsible citizens and all of that stuff, but make that transition into the work world is huge, and it's one of the most stressful points in a young person's life. And there's a lot of anxiety that goes along with that. There's a lot of hurdles as students are maturing and getting to that stage. Helping them to navigate that process, the interview phase, the background phase, and all that stuff. So I've been doing very similar work with my clients, if you will, my students, and so that skill set has certainly translated well as I've been helping buyers.
For sure, yeah. So what would you say kind of what pushed you finally to get you your real estate license? What made you make that final push to be like, okay, I'm really going to do it now?
Yeah, well, honestly, back in 2008, I built my first home and general contracted my own home. And I really enjoyed the agent that I worked with, really solid guy. And I watched what he was doing, and I saw the type of, just the type of work that he was doing and helping us to make the decision that we were going to make and to sell to buy some land and so forth. And, I had an opportunity to work with him again when we were selling our house. And it was just, something struck me. I felt like I was at home in the industry a little bit, like just understanding some of the processes that were taking place, because my background is in law enforcement. So it was my first career, and there's so much legal, it's a legal process, buying and selling a home. So I felt comfortable with that, and I was really intrigued by just some of the discussions about doing a market analysis and thinking about value and property and stuff like that. I really enjoyed having those conversations with my agent, when we were going through that process. And I talked to him a little bit about, the type of work that he did and the flexibility that it offered, and getting to meet so many people who were making a big decision. And I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do this since we first started this process in buying our first parcel of land back in 2008 or 7 it was. And finally, I would say once we got to the point where we sold our home and built another one in 2018 into 19, I told myself I was going to do this at some point, because I was starting my PhD and going through that final, I wanted to have a PhD, someday, and that had to come first, because I knew once I started doing this, I wasn't going to want to do anything else.
Yeah.
So I'm wrapping up my dissertation this summer. That's the plan, and as soon as that's done, I'm good. I'm at that final stage right now where I can make this transition. So,
nice. Cool. So how about, I know we touched on how heavily involved you are in the community. Do you want to mention some of the things that you do in the community, what some roles you have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So just being the nature of what I do at the community college involves me in the community. So, I'm constantly traveling to high schools, networking with, students, educators, school districts. I have people coming to the college to visit, and I'm showcasing what we do there. We run a public service program and a lot of different degrees. I oversee like 7 degrees over there. So by the nature of the work that I do at the college, that involves me in the community, and I get to meet a ton of people doing that. And in addition to that, working or I should say living in the town of Turner, I've been really involved with the athletic association in town. I've helped coach basketball, baseball, football, and I've been doing that ongoing since my first son started playing sports about 6 years ago. And I also sit on the board of our local athletic association, and I am the director of our football program, our youth football program. So it keeps me busy.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's points that are less exciting, like when I have to go out on a Saturday morning and line the field and stuff like that. But
bright and early.
yeah, but that's all a part of it. It's about providing that infrastructure and safe environment for our young people to do things that are productive, and things that help promote their self-esteem and growth as a young person, and learning those soft skills and teamwork and how to just feel good about what they're doing and developing in their skill set. So that's really my community involvement in a nutshell.
Nice.
And I feel like that's provided me a great platform. Everywhere I go now, people are asking me questions about real estate, and I just think it's so cool that people know me as a real estate agent now.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I think it's just speaks to who you are as a person who's giving back to your community as well. And I think this is just another avenue that you're going to have the opportunity to do that. So
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.